we are starting the second lecture of Senior 1 Physics, topic 5.0, Electricity in Action. In 1879, Thomas Edison was the first person who invented the first long-lasting electric bulb. And since then our homes are bright, even after sunset, you must be aware of the fact that lights in our homes work on electricity. They are not the only one which use electricity. Our televisions, air conditions, fans also need electricity to function. Laser light or even small flashlight also work on the principle of electricity. Now, I'm moving to explain you more concept about the electricity. There are basically two forms of electricity, static electricity and dynamic electricity. So far we are moving to the dynamic electricity. From the name we can analyze it is a moving electricity. But now what are electrical charges? This is the main concept to understand the electricity. The concept of electric charges is very important in physics, and there are normally two types of electrical charges. Positive charges denoted by plus sign and negative charges which are denoted by minus sign. But before going into their explanation, let me tell you one more thing, that there are two more important concepts about the charges, that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. But wait, what is a charge? How can we explain the charge? These charges are carried by the small particles which are known as the subatomic particles, and in metals they are loosely bound and free to move, whereas in the non-metals they are tight and they cannot loosely bound, they cannot move from their positions. But one more thing, these subatomic particles are contained by an atom, and the particle which contains the positive charge is known as proton, and the particle which contains the negative charge is known as electron. Now, the unit of charge is coulomb. Without unit, we cannot conclude about any quantity, or we cannot measure any quantity without the suitable unit. Current. The flow of charges in a wire or through a conductor in a single direction is known as current. When you switch on something, the electricity in the wire is the flow of tiny particles, and as we have discussed, these are electrons and they contain the negative charge. They are so small that they can pass between the atoms of the wire and they carry a tiny charge. So we can conclude the flow of charge in a wire is known as current. So it is measured in ampere, and the symbol should be written in the capital letter because it is the unit which is named after the scientist. Conductor. There are some materials which allow the electricity to pass through them, whereas there are still some materials which do not allow electricity to pass through them. So, let me conclude you one more thing. The materials which allow the current to pass through them are known as conductors, whereas the materials which do not allow the current to pass through them are known as insulators. Now, conductors, let me tell you the conductors in the more detail. Conductors are the material or the substances which allow electricity to flow through them, and they are able to conduct electricity because they allow electrons to flow inside them very easily. So we can say that in all the conductors, all the electrons are loosely bound and they are free to move. They are not bound from their fixed position. That's why they can move very easily and they can carry out the electricity through them. For example, silver, gold, aluminium, they are the good examples for the conductor, but copper is still the most popular material used for the wires because it is very good conductor of the electrical current. Semiconductors, they are in between the conductors and the insulator. They are poor conductors when cold, but much better conductors when they warm. So we can conclude that the conduction power of the semiconductors depend on the temperature of the material as well. Some best examples are silicon and germanium. As I told you that insulators are material that just have the opposite effect of the flow electrons because they don't allow the charges to flow through them. So they don't let electrons to flow them very easily. Insulators are materials whose atoms have tightly bound electrons. They are not free, they cannot move from their position from one point to another point. Some best examples for insulator are glass, plastic, rubber, air and wood. Now, here is one more important question, that why metals are good conductors and why all the metals are good conductors. Everything is made up of atom and all the atoms contain electrons. In insulators, the electrons are tightly held in their atom, but in metals, some of them are loosely held and they are free to move. This is the only and this is the major reason behind that concept, and why metals are good conductor, because electrons are present in every conductor, in every insulator. But the reason is that why the insulator don't let them flow, because they are not free, they are bound with their position. Whereas in the metals, they are loosely bound and they are free to move. They can change their position, they can move from their neighboring atoms to other atoms, and they are free. That's why they can take out the electrical charges and they can make the current to flow through them. Sources of current. There are some major sources of current like batteries and generators. And cells. Cells are the batteries push out current when chemical inside them react. Batteries is also the combination of multiple cells, and they also work out on the same principle for the reaction of the chemical inside them. A battery really means a collection of cells. However, the word is commonly used just for the one cell. Generators also the main and important sources of current, and they push out the current when a shaft is turned. Mains current come from a huge generator. In power station, the generators are often turned by the turbines driven out by the jets on high pressure steam from a boiler. Now, one more concept, that what is static electricity? Static electricity is basically belong to the very important branch of physics, that is electrostatics, and it is the study of the static electrical charges. And from its name, we can conclude the charges which are at rest. And as I told you earlier, the dynamic electricity belongs from that branch in which the charges are in the moving condition, whereas the static electricity belongs to that type in which the charges are at the rest. Like what you can conclude this from the balloon demonstration. Take out the balloon. When you rub a balloon against your hair, the balloon becomes negatively charged while your hair becomes positively charged. How does this happen? This has just happened because of the static electricity and the static charges. Now, one more important concept about the circuit. The circuit is a path of the current from where the current flows. A circuit, we can conclude that a circuit is a path from where the current flows. One more condition that is very important for the flow of current is that the circuit should be closed, because the current cannot flow from an open circuit. It should be flow from the closed circuit. So we can conclude that a circuit is a closed path that allows the electricity to flow from one point to another. It may include various electrical components. Right now in the circuit, you can see that we have three components, that is electrical bulb, a cell and the on off switch button. Now that's all from this chapter. Now moving to the questions. Question number 1, what word means the flow of charge? You can easily answer this question now from the above discussion. Question number 2, name a material that could be used for the wire inside an electric cable. That should be, from the basic conceptual point of view, we can conclude that that material should be a metal, because we know that very well metals are the good conductor. And in the metal category, how can we forget about the copper? So copper is still amongst the greater conductor. So the wire inside an electric cable should be copper. Part B, the insulation around the outside of the cable. It should be PVC. It could be made from either from the plastic or rubber material to just avoid the flow of current, because it is purely an insulator. Question number 3, Name a device that delivers a current when chemicals react inside it. That should be a battery. And when a shaft is turned, it should be generator. Question number 4. Write down two things that get their current from the generator. We can conclude any appliance, any electrical appliance present in our home that should get the current from the generators. Now, part B, the device which used to current to produce the motion. The best example for this case is that we can produce the motion by using the current in the two objects. That could be the fan, that could be the food mixer as well. Part C, use current to produce heat. That is electrical kettle. It could be electrical kettle, it could be an iron, it could be a toaster as well. Question 5, why are metals the best conductors? You know the answer of it and you need to write this in your own words from the above discussion. Question number 6. The chart below gives information about the portable stereo system and the cells it needs. Check out the values at their own and check out the table as well and answer at your own. Thank you so much.